And Merry Christmas to you. I'm Uncle Dave Lewis, and what I have right now is an album set on Wright Varsity. Doesn't look like much of an album, and in fact, it's just an envelope. It's even got a flap with printing on the outside, catalog listing on the back. And that's all it is. It came originally with 4 records in it. And unfortunately, I only have 3 of those records. But I'm not surprised, because this is all there was to protect the records from the elements. We can rebuild him. But look at this spine, man. This is a lot of work. Rebuilding this sleeve. I'll get around to it. And, however, one of the records did survive with its original inner sleeve intact. Very nice. And on the back of the sleeve, nothing. That's because Eli Overstein owned Wright Varsity. It was the second label that he ran with the name Varsity. The earlier one was with a company he had in the late 30s, early 40s called U.S. Record Corp. Wright Records was founded in New York City in 1948 and moved to Meriden, Connecticut in 1949. And I suspect this set was released for the Christmas season of that year. However, like most Wright records, they were something old. Indeed, these are credited to, at least some of the records are credited to the Varsity Caroliers. And they're identical to a set that was issued on one of Obie's earlier labels, Hit Records, for the Christmas season of 1943. And the recordings were probably also made in late 1943 during the AF/M recording ban, when nobody was supposed to be making records. Of course, Obie always claimed that they were made in Mexico. However, my friend David Deal says that most of those were probably made in a hotel room with a blanket thrown over the window. This one, though, sounds like it might have been made in one of the churches or cathedrals in the 5 boroughs of New York City, or maybe even on Long Island. It's actually a really nice traditional Christmas record. We're going to hear "O Little Town," followed by, I can't tell it because it's spinning around, "God Rest Ye," and God knows who it is, but it's a very nice traditional carol. 2 nice traditional carols, in fact. Sounds like they might have hired the crypt keeper to supply the organ part there in God Rest Ye. In the original hit set, they all consisted of traditional carols as sung by this same group. However, in this Wright Varsity set, they substitute a couple of the two sides with, well, up-to-date kind of contemporary Christmas material. This one is credited to Johnny Frank. Yeah, that's a real likely name. However, it is a guy that's trying to sound a little bit like a cross between Frank Sinatra and Bing Crosby. The arrangement is okay, but it's not very well coordinated. It's not a very well rehearsed side. Has a pretty cheesy clarinet solo. It's more typical of the sorts of things that were made directly for Wright Varsity. So I would date it as to being probably 1949 and probably intended for use in this set. Johnny Frank's version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town. And it's got a little wannabe edge bite in it, so you'll hear a pop for a few rotations, but it should be okay after that.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm a-telling you why. Why? Santa Claus is coming to town, gather round. He's making a list and checking it twice, gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping, he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm a-telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Little tin horns and little toy drums, rooty-toot-toot and rummy-tum-tum, Santa Claus is coming to town. Curly-head dolls and bobble and boo, elephants, boats, and kitty cars too, Santa Claus is coming to town. The kids and girls in Boyland will have a jubilee. They're gonna build a toyland town all around the Christmas tree. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm a-telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. When you're sleeping, and he knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm a-telling you why. Santa Claus is coming. You mean the big fat man with the long white beard? He's coming to town.
Have a nice un-PC Christmas. And I hope that the big fat man with the long white beard brings you plenty of presents. I'm Uncle Dave Lewis.